Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Robert Rivera with Who's On First. I have a special guest here, Brett Mandel, and he wrote the book, Is This Heaven? The Magic of the Field of Dreams. Brett, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a Philadelphia guy, bleed Phillies red. I am involved in politics and consulting in Philadelphia and do some writing on the side. I have 3 kids, one off to college tomorrow. So I'm a bit heartbroken tonight. And
What college?
she's going to McGill University in Montreal. She's leaving the country. So
Montreal. Wow.
exactly. I'll be very excited to visit her.
All righty. I met you at the Field of Dreams. How was that experience for you? How'd you like it up there?
It's wonderful. As you know, it's a very special place. This was a very special week at the Field of Dreams. I've been there a lot over the past 20 years since I first wrote the book. So it was great to see some people that I haven't seen in a long time. It was wonderful to be out among all of this energy about the Field of Dreams. And of course, it was fun to meet people who were either interested in the book or fans of the story and intrigued by the stories that I tell in the book. So wonderful, wonderful week. And of course, an incredible baseball game in an unbelievable setting to cap it all off.
And it was a great ending. My brother actually predicted it. He said it was going to be 7-6 or 7-7, and it was going to be a walk-off home run. I mean, it's a Hollywood script, for crying out loud. I mean, who doesn't like a comeback? You know what I mean?
Early on in the game, when it looked like it was going to get out of hand, I thought, well, the last thing that anybody wants is, say, to see a position player pitching in this game. So it was fun that it was a close game. And then at the end, I wouldn't mind seeing a walk-off win here. And of course, magic in the corn.
Yeah, absolutely. So what inspired you to write this book?
It's a great story. As you know, the film came out in 1989, and then people left the baseball field in the corn standing, and people started showing up, just like at the end of the film. And so there were some wonderful stories out of Iowa about people who started to show up to this field, not just for curiosity to see where a movie was filmed, but because they associated some really powerful emotions with this place and brought some very, very compelling stories there. The field actually straddled 2 different properties, and the property owners didn't exactly agree on how to accept visitors to this field. So that was an interesting story. About a decade after all of this started, I came out to hear a little bit more about what's going on and to tell the story. And now 20 years later, updated the book with new history up to including the Major League game. And now it seems like there will be even more chapters in the future. The Major League Baseball has said they're going to have another game next year. And maybe this will become an annual event and people will continue to come to see Field of Dreams 50 years after the filming.
I would love to see the Cubs and St. Louis at that field next year. If not the Cubs, a second close, maybe Boston, because I feel like they're the older team. So I figured those 2 would be really, really good names to come up, you know.
Agreed. The book, the novel Shoeless Joe, the book upon which Field of Dreams was based, includes a character that is not in the film, who is the oldest living Chicago Cub. So the Cubs certainly have a connection to the Field of Dreams story. I'm not sure that the Tampa Bay Rays or the Seattle Mariners do, but let everybody visit.
I was in the town and I was lucky to meet the original owner from the Lansing family. He gave me his card, Don and Becky Lansing.
Yep.
And really, really nice gentleman there. Gave me some wonderful, wonderful insight on some of the stuff that was going on. And basically he was just, he said, I'm not a security guard, I'm a farmer. And it became more of a chore of protecting the farm than it did of actually doing the job of farming. And that's when it kind of like really turned it off for him, But
and I don't know if he told you, but he met Becky because of the field.
Right.
Becky Lansing had a dream where she was sitting in the bleachers at the Field of Dreams eating a hot dog on New Year's Day, and she came to the field and struck up a conversation with Don, and then a romance, and then she became part of the Field of Dreams story.
Yeah, she was very nice also. So what do you want people to take away from this book?
A fake place can become real if people bring very real emotions and real stories to it. There was nothing special about this cornfield. There's nothing magical under that earth. But because people have really, really strong feelings about this, this place has been transformed into something very, very real and very, very meaningful.
What's luring people out to this field?
The thing that I think is so cool about the field is everybody saw the movie. You know, at the end of the movie, there's that endless line of cars, of people driving up to the field because they want to see something wonderful. Well, when you visit the field, it's as if you're the very last car in that line of cars and you're rolling up to the field the morning after the Kinsellas had their catch. It's exactly as you remember it. And, you know, looking at that corn, you wonder who might come out and what might happen. And it's exactly as you remember it. So maybe you can be part of the Field of Dreams story.
So has the field done anything personally for you?
Every time I'm at the field, something neat happens, something magical happens. I got a chance to bring my father to the field and had a very meaningful catch and discussion with my dad. I got a chance to bring my son to the field and have a wonderful catch with him. I brought my wife to the field. I've met a lot of very, very interesting people and have gotten a chance to tell some of these stories. And people really do appreciate having this opportunity to tell their story, and frankly, having an opportunity to have a place like the Field of Dreams. So many people have been inspired from reading my book to go out and experience it themselves. And of course, that's very gratifying.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I brought my son there, and we were standing on the field and we were looking around, and it just like came over me. You know, I was like, I told my son, I said, listen, I want you to understand something. You know, I said, I love you. I'm proud of you. You can never let me down. I was like, but when you grow up, I want you to be a better dad than me. And he just looked at me and goes, you're not a bad dad. I was like, no, I just want you to be better. I want you to be a better dad. I want you to be a better man. And I want you to be a better husband than me. And he just looked me in the face and he got sad for a second. He looks up, he goes, okay, yeah, I could do that. And I was just like, you know, I was like, don't say, hey, dad, you set a high ceiling for me. It's kind of hard to get up there, you know? It was
That's wonderful.
Like emotional, and then I laugh at the end, you know, and it's kind of like, that's my personality. Like I can get a little, you know, tense, and then all of a sudden at the end, we get a good chuckle. So it kind of like worked with my personality. Okay. Has anyone ever contacted you after they read the book and been like, wow, this happened to me?
I've had a lot of people come out and either to book signings or reach out by email and say, you know, I was at the Field of Dreams and I felt overwhelmed by the spirit of someone who had passed away, or I brought my children out to experience the Field of Dreams. It's gratifying to get those messages, and the people who say, you know, I never thought I'd make the trip, but after reading your book, I thought I would, and it was magical. That's wonderful to hear.
So have you written any other books?
Yes, I have. I wrote a book called Minor Players, Major Dreams. This was before the Field of Dreams book. And in that book, I was an author signed to a minor league baseball contract to tell the inside story of minor league life. A lot of fun to be an author in uniform and in the dugout, and I'll get into a game and in the locker rooms and really experience what minor league life is like, where you're so much closer to the fans and so much also closer to being out of baseball forever. So a lot of pressure on these kids, but also a lot of glory if they make it. And then I've also written a few books about policy, urban policy, specifically Philadelphia, which I'm not so sure your readers would be very excited about, but it's necessary that people pay attention to what's going on in our big cities.
I mean, the book is this heaven? And it's the magic of the Field of Dreams. And so where can they get this book?
You can get it at bookstores near you. You can visit brettmandel.com. You can go to Amazon or any other online seller. They are in print and wonderful stories. And of course, if you get it and read it, I'd be thrilled to hear from you and learn what you have to think.
Okay. And I see on the bottom it says there's a foreword by Dwyer Brown. That was the catcher in the movie.
Yep.
Have you met with him? Have you talked with him?
So here was the magic I experienced at the Field of Dreams this week. Dwyer and I last saw each other in Dyersville 7 years ago. We both attended the celebrity game and played against each other. In fact, this is the jersey from the celebrity game from 2014.
Okay.
He and I have emailed back and forth, but I haven't seen him in 7 years, and we kept missing each other when we were out in Dyersville. On the way out of town, I stopped in the post office to put some things in the mail, and who walks right in the post office but Dwyer Brown? So
Wow. Wow.
it was not heaven, it was the post office, but we had a nice little reunion. And coincidences, maybe they're coincidences, but maybe they're a little bit more at the Field of Dreams.
Yeah, I heard something about he had purchased a building or something over there recently.
Exactly. In fact, we were talking about that. He was saying that he's renovating it. Maybe it'll be a bar, a restaurant, maybe something. So the next time you and I are in Dyersville, we can go there and have a drink.
I would love to meet him. I actually bought 2 catcher's mitts, old style catcher's mitts, so I can take them and have him autograph it. I would love that. That would be, forget it. I'd lose it. That would be. I was there in Cooperstown. We went to Cooperstown in 2019. He was there, and
Oh, wow.
I was trying to figure out. I said, listen, I would love for him to autograph something. So I said, I'm going to get an old catcher's mitt, not too pricey or whatever. And there were some $300, $400 gloves out there. And I found a couple of gloves, and I told my brother, I said, this is it. You're going to get one. I'm going to get one. We're going to put it in our little trophy case. We took them, and we never got them. So maybe through you do me a favor, and we get a contact with him, and I would love for him to autograph it. But like I collect autographs, but I don't buy them. Like, I'm not a person to buy autographs. Yep. I collect them. I want the person there in front of me. And sometimes, like, I tell my kids, I was like, I have baseballs behind me that are autographed by players. And I'm like, I can go online and pay $100 and get an autograph. It doesn't do anything for me. There's a story behind it.
That's right.
This is what it's about. It's about creating stories, creating memories. And that's what baseball has done for me. All right. Well, Brett, thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for being on our show. And remember, folks, you heard it here first, Brett Mandel, and let's get that book for him. Is This Heaven? It's the updated edition. Is it what you have out there? It's a great read. Subscribe, hit that bell, and remember, keep swinging, because every strike will get you closer to that next home run.
If you like the show, please do me a favor. Subscribe, right? You see it? It's right there. Subscribe, share, like, and don't forget, put that bell on. It'll ding you when I put something else on, all right?